Hello, David.
Hi, Joe. How are you today?
Great. So we were chatting just now, and we reckon that we've known each other about 12 years.
Yeah, that or thereabouts. Yeah. Wow. You've never aged a bit.
Well, well, nor you, of course.
Well, I'm putting a bit more of the grey tints in my hair now than I think you had a photograph you showed me earlier of I think 2007. So I think my hair's a little bit more grey. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, I've put a bit more grey dye in the sides. You look exactly the same.
Well, well, I had no hair then, David, and I've got no hair now, so it's easy. But you see, because we ran this day of kindness and laughter, right?
Yeah.
Back at the time of this book, you see.
God, I haven't seen that in years.
How your mind can heal your body, and I love it. No, I love it. And there's one bit in it, you see, that is really relevant to our joy conversation today, and is that in chapter 2, where you quote from James Allen: "The outer conditions of a person's life will always be found to reflect their inner beliefs."
Yeah.
And so, in terms of the joy, sort of
something
joy.
I hold to be true. Yeah.
And I believe you've written one or two more books since this one.
Yeah. Well, I'm only doing this, Joe, because you told me to go get my books. Otherwise, I probably would have forgotten. But that's a few others that I've written.
Fantastic.
There should be 10 there, I think, in order of first to most recent.
That's the scientist's mind in you see, David, or the
I know it.
Now, from all the time we've known each other, I've been aware of that in one way or another, sort of joy has tended to be a theme, sort of in you and in your life and in your writing. Because obliquely, it's absolutely sort of present in this one, and that quote that I just read.
Yeah.
So, I have a question for you then, David.
Go for it.
So what is joy? What does joy mean to you?
For me, I would say for me, joy is about just allowing a natural feeling and experience of happiness out in the present moment. And what I mean by the present moment is, and in that moment, I'm not thinking about the past or the future. I'm literally just in the moment, expressing a natural state that feels happy to me. I've never tried to define joy, but I guess that's kind of how I would describe it, I suppose.
Yeah, lovely, lovely. So I heard two things in particular in what you said. One, that it's a natural state, and second, that it's in the present moment.
Yeah.
So
for me, definitely.
Yes, so it's not when we're sort of analysing the past or worrying about the future. It's something that's here now.
It's just here now, yeah. And I think I'm very acutely aware of the importance of joy. Like I find when I'm, I record a lot of videos that I put on social media, and I love teaching. Like I love explaining stuff. I just love explaining how things work, not just about how the mind affects the body, but how things work, physical things, how kindness impacts your heart, all that kind of stuff. But when I'm doing it, I feel a natural sense of buoyancy, of joy when I'm describing it. So I find what joy is very important to me, because I see it when I'm recording a video, or when I'm even doing an interview. I feel it because I feel buoyant at the thought, or at expressing the thoughts that I have in my heart and in my mind. So I think joy for me, I feel quite often when I'm doing what I do. So even when I look back at my own videos, as naff as it might sound, I sometimes chuckle at myself when I replay my own video, because I thought, God, I forgot that I was upbeat there. I forgot that I laughed there. I wasn't trying to be upbeat and I wasn't trying to laugh. I find it's a natural state of buoyancy. I think joy is when you do or express the things that kind of reflect who you are as a person.
Yes, 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 absolutely. I think a bit of joy came across just then, you know, David.
A wee bit, maybe.
Well, fantastic. So a natural state, and there is something sort of light and buoyant and alive, and you know, and in the moment, it's just this is where life is. And I love it. Natural state.
You're naturally joyful because as you speak, I find myself smiling. And one of the reasons for that, obviously, you're effervescent with joy. But what that does is there's a wee circuit in the brain called the mirror neuron system. And so when you're expressing your joy, as you're doing, as we're having this chat, my mirror neuron system, what the mirror neuron system does, it's like a live high definition video camera that's copying and mirroring what I see. So as you're expressing joy, my face goes the same as your face. That's how the mirror neuron system works. But that then feeds back into my brain and reproduces the emotional state that goes with your face doing that. So it's actually called joy contagion, which is it's a facet of what's called emotional contagion. But in this case, it's joy is contagious. So I find myself smiling more than I would normally do in an interview, simply because you are effervescent with your joy.
And it's a loop, isn't it? It is a sort of biofeedback. Yes. Fantastic. Well, David, I've got a little handful of joy here for you to kind of,
thank you very much. Well, I've got quite a lot here, so I'm overspilling. Here's a wee bit back for you.
Oh wait, yes, once more for you.
You've given me more than I gave you. It's falling off my hands here. Take some back.
No, I reckon between us, we've got enough to share around the world.
I think so.
Let's just
share it out.
Share it.
Inhale it.
David, fantastic.
Well, I've never done this before, Joe.
Well, thank you very, very much for taking the time for this chat.
It's my pleasure.
And see you in the joy zone, in the physical world again sometime soon.
Hopefully soon, Joe. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, David. Okay.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.